7 criteria for choosing a solid real estate investment. Hey guys, Gary here. I often get the question from people asking, Gary, what do you look for building a real estate portfolio for your clients? How do you know what is a good asset to choose, a good property to choose for your clients? The short answer is it depends. But let me go into a little bit more detail. What are the key things I look for my clients? If they're not too sure, I go back to the basics. I go back to the fundamentals. Obviously, I look at their short-term, long-term goals, their needs, and what's their financial situation, and what's their risk tolerance. There are 7 things I look for when I choose a solid real estate investment. Number 1, I look at the location. Well, people say, well, yeah, location. Everyone says that. But what do you mean by location? Well, to put it simply, I look at the community development in that area. What's going on? What's part of the community plan? Is there massive development happening in that city, in that area, in that neighborhood? Are big box stores going there, like a Walmart, a Costco, a Best Buy? And why is that important? Because these big organizations have already done the research for us. They've already done the research regarding the demographics, the population influx. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spending millions of dollars to set up shop in that area. I learned in business school where Burger King sets up shop. What they do is they follow where McDonald's sets up shop. So where McDonald's has done all the research, Burger King just comes along and sets up shop close to the McDonald's. They don't have to spend the millions of dollars doing the research. They just copy McDonald's because they know that McDonald's has done the research into that area. They know people want fast food and they know people are going to be congregating in that area. So Burger King just follows McDonald's. Likewise, you can use this kind of strategy in real estate investing. Look at where the big box stores are setting up. Look at if there's a Starbucks, if there are banks setting up there. There's a reason why a bank would be setting up there. There's population. They wouldn't be setting up a bank in an area with no population. Also look at where big organizations are setting up office space. That's a key signal that tells you population is going there and there's a demand and the economy is good there. Number 2 is transit. I look at whether this location is convenient for transit. And transit is important because when it comes to reselling, buyers also care about location to transit. Is it convenient? So it's also convenient for seniors, very easy for people to get around, especially in Vancouver, where a big chunk of the population comes from Asia. And in Asia, taking public transit is very common. And so when they come to Vancouver, transit is a key criteria for what they're looking for. Number 3 is rentability. Very, very rarely would I ever promote a listing that has rental restrictions. Very rarely would I promote a unit, a property that has rental restrictions. Obviously, there are exceptions when they don't have the budget to buy a comparable unit that has no rental restrictions, and this particular property has pretty relaxed rental restrictions, meaning like let's say there's 100 units in the building, but they are willing to rent out 50 units. That's okay. But if it's a 100-unit building and they only allow 2 rentals, then it's not that desirable for resale. So rentability is key because who knows? I help my clients build a real estate portfolio. Ideally, I want them to keep the unit for the long term, but if they need to sell for whatever reason, it's important that they're able to sell quickly and easily and for a good price. And having the property with no rental restrictions is a desirable characteristic in a solid real estate investment. Number 4 is population. I look at different cities and I look at different areas and neighborhoods. And like I said in the first criteria about location, I see where population is migrating to. Where are they heading? Where are the jobs going? Are they heading north, east, south, or west? Or are they going to Vancouver? Are they heading out to Richmond? Are they going to the Fraser Valley or in the suburbs in Langley or Chilliwack? Where are they going? Where are the new immigrants residing? So I look at that, and of course I prefer large town centers, so kind of like mini downtowns. In Vancouver we only have one downtown, but in other cities in the world they have multiple downtowns. And we have like little town centers. So there's a shopping mall, and there's like big box stores around, and there's a lot of high-rise, and there's a lot of high-rise buildings, and a SkyTrain station, and a lot of buses. I look for those areas. Number 5, I look at the development. I look at whether it's a reputable developer building that condo building. Is it some no-name developer? Or what's the history and reputation of this developer? Are they famous for entry-level condos, mid-level condos, or luxury condos? What other projects have they worked on? How popular are they in the public's point of view? So when it comes to resale, are people going to think, oh, that reputable developer? Yeah, I would pay a premium for that. Or are they going to be, yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they're well known for entry-level condos. I look at that and I see if that meets my client's criteria. Number 6, not only does it have to have a reputable developer, but it's really important that from the reputable developer, is the quality good for that environment in that area? So like, let's say I'm choosing a pre-sale in a luxury neighborhood, and let's say the pre-sale is a reputable developer, but the quality isn't where it needs to be. Like maybe the quality is very entry level, but that luxury neighborhood needs luxury quality. So it's very important that not only does it have to have a reputable builder, but a reputable developer. It has to be a quality development. Like, how's the quality? How are the floor plans? How are the finishings? How is the appliances? And what does it look like? Is the building aesthetically pleasing? That's really important. So quality development is very important. Number 7, I look at whether it's an attractive price relative to the comparables in the neighborhood. Obviously, some neighborhoods sell at $1,000 a foot, or $2,000 a foot, or $3,000 a foot, or some even $500 a foot. So just because an area is $1,000 a foot, people might think, oh, that's expensive. But if the surrounding area is $1,300 a foot, then $1,000 a foot is a bargain. Whereas if it's $1,000 a foot, but the surrounding comparables are all at $700 a foot, then $1,000 a foot is expensive. So I look at the price relative to the comparables. Whether, like, you gotta compare luxury to luxury. You cannot compare entry level to luxury. So those are the 7 criteria I look for in a solid real estate investment. Hope you found value, and I'll see you in the next video.